Hello and welcome to the transcription explanation of this design. It was done using Loren Sherman's fan-made Gallifreyan script, which uses a combination of dots and lines on these 4 different stems to make the consonants, and the vowels are smaller circles, and their position is kind of dependent upon if they're enclosed in one of the 4 consonant stems, or, which vowel they are. So it makes the most sense in practice, so let's go ahead and hop to this design. So you read bottom counterclockwise, so here's our bottommost word. Bottom of the circle going counterclockwise, and it is just a little circle, so it's a vowel with a line going towards the middle of the circle. So this is a line going towards the middle of the circle as opposed to U with the line going outward, so that is just the letter I in the word I. So I, here's our next word, here's the bottom of it. This is the bottommost center consonant, and it is a circle with one line. So it's a circle inside our word circle with one line. So it's an N. And lines can curve, do all kinds of funky stuff. They count when they end on the stem. So continuing on, here's our next letter. It's a small circle outside the word circle. So if this is the word circle line, A's are outside of it. So that's an A. And here we have another circle inside our word circle like this with 1, 2, 3 lines on it. Now passing through doesn't count. Only if it ends on it does it count. So those 3 end on it, so that's an M. And last but not least, we have an E, little E circle hanging out down here. So N-A-M-E, I name. Here we have our next word. Here's the bottom of it. Here's the first consonant circle. It's just like these two. It's a circle inside the word circle with 1, 2, 3 lines ending on it. And again, passing through doesn't count. So that is another M, just like that. Here we have a Y. So 2 dots closest to this stem. Even though this dot's kind of far away, it's still closest to that stem compared to this stem. So that is a Y. Continuing on. Here we have an arc or a shallow divot or a 50% completed or less completed circle. So anything that's like at least this completed or less is this stem. And there's 1, 2, 3 lines on it. So that's an S. Here we have another E. E's inside this stem are on the line of the word circle or closer. So this is closer. E. Here we have a relatively small consonant. This could look like an O, but it's still bigger than the E, and it's kind of thicker line. Plus the 3 dots make it for sure an L. So it's a circle inside our circle with 3 dots, so that's an L. So inside the circle, 1, 2, 3 dots, L. And here we have a consonant stem that is more than 50% completed with 3 lines on it. 1, 2, 3 lines on that. And this dot is kind of close to both of these, but you can't have both dots and lines. So you know that this dot has to go here with the other 2 dots. So M-Y-S-E-L-F, myself. Here's our next word circle. It's kind of a big one. Here's the bottom of it. This is our bottom words consonant stem. And there's 3 lines on that, so that's another S just like this one. So S, here's an A hanging outside the word circle like that one. Now we have a stacked stem. When you have 2 stems stacked, you read thin to thick. And since these are different thicknesses, this one's thin and that one's thick, they're different letters. So this one has 1 line ending on it. This one has the line passing through it, but just this one has an ending on it. So that is an N, just like this N. Now we have another of this stem, 2 dots, so that's a K. Now in this script, you do not use the letter C unless it's a proper noun or an acronym or something, in which it has to be a C. Otherwise, you make the S sound with an S, or the K sound with a K, or the Ch sound with a CH character. So in sanctuary, the C goes K, sanctuary, so you use a K. Here's a T, it's a shallow divot with nothing on it. Here's a U, it's like an E, except it's got a line going outwards. So just like this one, except it's got a line going outwards from the word circle. So here's the U line, wee. And then here's an A, just like that one. Here we have 1, 2, 3 dots closest here. And then Y, again 1, 2 dots here, just like this Y. A circle on the line of the word circle with 2 dots. So sanctuary. And here's our next word. Here's the bottom of it. Here's an I. Pretty typical, right on the line of the word circle with a line going towards the middle. Here's another N, just like that N. Here we have more stacked things, so thin to thick. Here is 1, 2, 3 lines ending on the thin one, so that's an S. Here we have a thick one with nothing on it, T. Here's another E, just like that E. Here's an A outside the word circle. and then 1, 2, 3 dots on an omega, or more than 50% completed circle is a D. So INSTEAD instead. Here we have our next word. It's a small word. Here's a little O. Remember how I said this could look kind of like an O, except it's bigger. It's bigger than the other vowels, more comparable to the Y, and it's got dots, so it has to be an L. Anyway, going back to the O. This is an actual O because it's a small circle inside our word circle. And here we have a omega, more than 50% completed circle with 3 lines on it, so that's an F. So OF, of. Here's our last word. Here's the bottom of the word circle. It's a circle inside the circle with 1, 2 dots. K, A, omega with 1 line is a G, then an E, just like this E. So K-A-G-E, so cage. So I name myself Sanctuary instead of Cage. Woo! I put a lot of flourish on this design to make it look more like the nouveau, nouveau style, N-O-U-V-E-A-U, nouveau. That style with the squiggly lines and stuff. Yeah. Woo.